The Group 1 here, 2 starts to go in the railway, and is the favourite at $2.40.
Yeah, she was just glowing last start, and she looks better today, and by all accounts her work's been better than last run as well, so she's going to be awfully hard to beat.
Yeah, look, she was spot on here, wasn't she, when she won the railway and then got the job done in the Westbury Classic, and she is a deserved favourite from her draw of barrier number 1. Well, of course, the favourite leading into the railway was this horse here in Levante. She was a horse who ended up drifting in that market, and she ran accordingly, didn't she, Lee? She finished into 3rd position. She ran like she was, half a run short, and she was spot on for the Telegraph when winning that race.
Yeah, exactly. And look, it's going to be interesting where she's going to end up from barrier 10.
It will be, and also the pattern of the race and the amount of horses she's got to get past. I mean, they're all those little things, especially for her, where she's a back marker and there's going to be a lot of horses and good horses in front of her in forward positions.
Yeah, they might go too hard and might suit her being back off the speed where she's probably going to end up landing.
That's right, yep.
She does look very good. In fact, she looks like really on the toe.
And that's the key to as well. It's just how hard this race will be run. I mean, we've got horses like Faithful Feet and Babylon Berlin. I mean, is there a chance that they might sort of ease mid-stages, or is this going to be a race where it will be pedal down?
Yeah, I think Faithful Feet probably might lead. Then you've got, Bonnie Lass and... yeah, I think there's going to be enough speed where they could just come off from back of midfield. Yeah,
and that's where it might suit this horse in Picture Shot. And that being La Creek. She's a horse who's drawn beautifully, I thought, in terms of a map. She's drawn barrier number 3. She's got a couple of speed runners on the outside of them. That means she can find a possible position of 1 by 1. First up over 1,400 metres, missed the Thorndon Mile, but we know how good she is, and she showed that with her victory in the Arrowfield.
Yeah, exactly. She's bred in Imperatrice before. Imperatrice may have had a little bit of an off day that day, but look, she looks super in the Birdcage.
Dragon Leap, he's just about to head down to the start. What do you make of him coming?
I don't think he's the worst. He could definitely be a top 4 chance. Up to 1,400 metres, looks like it's going to really suit him.
Yeah, and he's probably one of those horses that will be aided again by having a decent draw, and if he can take a spot which is not far off them. He loves high speed 12 and 1,400 metre races, and he should get that. Look, the one horse that has moved in the market we need to talk about is Babylon Berlin. I mean, this horse got to $18 at one stage, which was really ridiculous considering how close she has got to winning a Group 1.
Yeah, exactly. It was crazy sort of money because, she's never gone a bad race, and look, she's probably going to, if she's not leading, she's going to be sitting outside the leader controlling the speed.
Now, Maven Bell, this is the other big mover in the market. $16 into $8.50. She's drawn well. She's drawn in barrier number 2. She's a Group 1 winner of a Size Produce Stakes. She's won 6 from 7, and yeah, very well played in that middle market.
Exactly, and she's going to get the gun run just in behind the leaders in barrier 2.
Well, let's look at a lot of the horses heading down to the start. Faithful Feet, they didn't go forward last time. I wonder if they'll be keen to make sure that she's right in the race, because if you go off the way that she performed here in her last couple of starts, she has to be a main contender of finding that front position. Let's hear from Katrina Alexander around her super horse, and that being the 7 in La Creek.
Katrina, you're here for what is a stellar field in the Group 1 BCD Group Sprint. How's she paraded?
Yeah, really happy with her actually. She's shown a bit of maturity now. She's a bit more relaxed out there, so that's really good to see. So, no, really looking forward to this. Stellar field, and it's what we need. So, yeah, bring it on, kind of thing.
And isn't she adding to the depth and quality of that as well? You've had plenty of exhibition gallops, trials and preparation. How's she going?
Yeah, really good. Obviously, we had a bit of an upset with the program regarding the Thorndon and the heavy track there. So this wasn't really on our radar initially, but it was in the back of our mind as a possible plan B. So it'll just be really interesting to see how she copes against this calibre of sprinting types. And it will tell us a lot about what we do from here, to be perfectly honest. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to just see how she performs and where she puts herself amongst this kind of field.
Yeah, like you say, maybe not her pet distance, and we don't know her ceiling though. What could she be capable of in this race?
Yeah, look, if we'd set her for this and she was really fresh, then she's quite capable of running some pretty stellar sectionals. So I wouldn't, she'd be right up there with what the times of some of these other mares can do. So it's just the fact that it wasn't really on the radar to begin with. We had prepared her for a mile. She's just got that little bit of an edge off her, but the way she's paraded today, that might fall in her favour too. She's certainly very settled.
Wish you all the best of luck.
Thanks a lot, Tal.
Simon and Katrina Alexander. That was Katrina Alexander with her thoughts around La Creek. Look, this was always going to happen in the marketplace with pressure at the top and pressure underneath with horses like Babylon Berlin and Maven Bell getting backed. She's at 750 now. I mean, she's a horse who opened at 320 La Creek, and she's at 750 purely down to all that pressure coming from the top and also from the middle.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. You think that Opie's going to be on La Creek's back from the draws, and yeah, just so excited to see this race.
Yeah, so with the public, you can feel it.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a race where they were all out the back. They were making sure that they were wanting to look at their charges. There's a real hum and a buzz here as we build towards this Group 1, the BCD Group Sprint. The stands are packed. This is such a good feeling to be able to see this number of people here, Leith. And at times, this race meeting over the last few years, we've had the fields, we've had the top runners here, but it's always just hasn't quite been able to live up to that sort of Waikato Cup Day feeling. But this is a really good crowd here today.
Yeah, it is. It's obviously there's been no COVID here as well, but yeah, I'm just going to go for Imperatriz. Who are you going to go for?
I'm thinking La Creek's still at that price, and I think she is at a crazy price at $7.50 because she is a chance of getting in a really gun spot. But the same can be said about Imperatriz. She could find the right spot and be able to blast on by. We haven't spoken enough about Levante probably too, because she's at $3.80, and if the right run and the right race pans out for her and Ryan gets on the horse and gets moving at the right time, well, it could be her race as well.
Yeah, if they overcook it up top and there is something to come home from the back, it's definitely going to be her.
And of course, Aidan Rodley's got a slice of one in the race too. I know he was a little bit nervous around the back with Bonnie Lass, and of course they'll be hoping that she can run a huge race. And I know there's a big team of owners a part of this horse, and good luck to everybody that's got a piece of any runner in this race, because this really is a serious horse race. They're loading away. We are over start time. Market 240 around the 5 in Imperatriz. $4 for Levante, getting to the price that she was at when she was running in a railway here, when she was a dominant favourite. She's pushing back out to $4. La Creek is at $8. $8.50 for Maven Bell. And I'll tell you the other one that's moving in the market, it is Babylon Berlin. $8.50 for Babylon Berlin, a horse who was high of $18 at one stage, and I would say it was only about 15 minutes ago when she was at that price. It is a hot lineup. It really is the top billing for the afternoon. The BCD Group Sprint, 1,400 metres worth $300,000. George, we'll leave it in your hands.
Thank you, Brendan, as the field continue to fill the gates here for the BCD Group Sprint. A Group 1 feature on a day of some memorable performances. Big crowd in attendance here at Te RAPA today on Legends Day. For a majority of the crowd, I'm sure this is the race that everyone has been eagerly anticipating. They're all there. The big boys and girls have come out to play today. Last one to come into line is True Enough. This is it, the BCD Group Sprint. Good luck to the connections. We are set. Ready. Signal given. Let's bring it on. They're off. And the BCD Group Sprint, and Faithful Feet came out running today. Will be, oh, one dropped the rider. Mustang Valley's dislodged the rider 150 metres after the start at the back. Don't know what happened there. It is Faithful Feet, the leader. From Babylon Berlin, second on the outside. Imperatriz straight into the box seat, followed by Bonnie Lass, True Enough. Then Just a Canter. Dragon Leap is out deeper. That riderless horse is out with them as well. La Creek is a little worse in midfield, followed on the inside by Maven Bell. Then Gino Severini and Levante. Off the back, Sensation, early stages. 750 to go, and Babylon Berlin. She made the lead. Now that riderless horse, Mustang Valley's worked round on her outside to annoy her. 2 lengths away is technically second in the race now is Faithful Feet, and then came True Enough from Imperatriz. Then further back in the field is Bonnie Lass, followed round then by Levante, Dragon Leap, Just a Canter, then Maven Bell over on the inside as they turn for home from La Creek and Gino Severini. 350 to go. Babylon Berlin the leader. Imperatriz is looming up on the outside, so is that riderless horse. 2 lengths away, Maven Bell. Imperatriz took over at the 150 from Babylon Berlin. Maven Bell, Levante out wide, but it's Imperatriz. She's got a riderless horse for company, and the only one within Kui. Oh, she's blowing them off the track. Imperatriz has won at Babylon Berlin. She's run second again in a Group 1. Third, we've got either Levante or Maven Bell, and La Creek flying home. And behind them next then came Dragon Leap from Bonnie Lass, Faithful Feet. Further away then to Just a Canter, Gino Severini and True Enough, and the Sensation at the start. 150 metres after the start with Mustang Valley, parting company with rider Wiramu Pin, and he has made his way back to the starting gates as a young jockey. He's up. Disappointment for Connections, but in the end, the way that Imperatriz has won it, she was always going to win it. She has absolutely bolted in Imperatriz. Can't stress that enough. Second over will be Babylon Berlin. Levante has finished third, and Maven Bell will be fourth ahead of La Creek. Lovely to get if we could get that shot at just after the start to see what happened to Mustang Valley. But horsemanship of the highest calibre here by Opie Boss, and he knew that riderless horse was alongside of him. Didn't matter in the end. Imperatriz, she is just absolutely flying. Well done to Mark Walker, Tiako and Opie Bosson.
Yeah, there's no doubt that she's a jet. She is a horse that is 5 from 5 at this venue. She's won 3 Group 1s here. And to be honest with you, Lee Thinner, she has just absolutely played with them.
Yeah, she has. Look, Opie was sitting there a little bit worried when that rider's horse was outside. I mean, just you don't know where it's going to end up. But she was just travelling so good. He has managed to get out when he wanted, and yeah, it was just too easy in the end.
Look, Babylon Berlin, she's run second again in a Group 1, and she's on super as well, especially with that riderless horse in the race.
Especially when that horse has attacked her from the 1,000 metres. You know, she deserves to get a Group 1, and I think she will one day.
All right, Aidan, to you with Mark Walker.
Grab Mark. Well, that is some sort of performance. Can you put that into words for us?
Oh, it was just when the loose horse was out there, you're a little bit mindful of what was going on. But no, she's the real deal, and love to get her to Australia in this form, and hopefully we can get a Group 1 there.
We spoke about this race having such a high calibre of racehorse in it. To beat them up like she did, that is a statement win, isn't it, Mark?
Yeah, she's... We just trained her a little bit different this time, went back to basics and keeping the riders off her back a little bit more, and Opie's got such confidence in her, and I think he rode in 5 race days in a row, and I asked him to come in and work her, and you know, he didn't hesitate to come in and work her, so full credit to Opie as well.
She seems to grow another leg at Te Rapa too, is that fair?
Well, she's got a great record here, so no, it was great today, and we were pretty confident coming in. She just flying in his track work and just in her demeanour, and we're very happy with her. One of the stars of Tiako Racing, Darcy Brahma, knew this race previously. Can you guys at least give us a comparison of your 2 winners? It's very hard with horses. It's almost different eras now. That's how old I'm getting. But both very special horses, I think.
Congratulations. Do you want to say anything to the bloke over your shoulder?
Thanks, mate.
Opie, how about that? That was special, wasn't it?
It was. She was never going to get beat. I felt like I was on a race by myself. It felt like there's nobody near me and around me, and she just went through her gears, and it was awesome to sit on.
I walked 200 metres up the straight to watch this. It was over before, 100 metres before it got to me.
It was, yeah. It was over at the 600 metre mark. The splits just kept coming and had a lap full of horse. And
is that as special a win as you'd have had on a racetrack, knowing how good that field was?
Yes, it's a very, very good field, and I'm lucky Dave advised all these good horses for me to ride, and it's a privilege to have the job as stable rider for them.
How good is she?
She's very, very good, and when she's on her A game, there's not much you can beat her.
Congratulations, Opie. One thing we haven't spoken to you about while we've been on TV, and now it's probably an appropriate time, you've been inducted into the New Zealand Racing Hall of Fame. How special is that for you?
It's an achievement I always wanted when I started out riding, and to be realised for my deeds on the track, it's really, really quite good.
You've shown why you're in there today. Congratulations, Opie.
Thanks. Cheers.
Yeah, special win for a lot of people attached to this horse, and wow, that was just stunning. And even with the loose horse in the race, she's just put them away, and she has played with her rivals. And our star pedigree brought to you by Westbury Stud, Imperatriz. She is by I Am Invincible of a Shamadar Meal in Birimbo. The Raffles Dancer Limited, the breeders, Mark Walker, Opie Bosson. The lethal combination with Imperatriz making it 4 Group 1s, 3 of them here at this venue. She's 5 from 5. The Northland breeders, a New Zealand breeders, a Foxbridge Plate win, which that kicked off the racing season, Leith, as well. That Foxbridge Plate win where she showed that incredible turn of foot in very wet ground, and then she's come on and she's won a railway, and now this race here today.
Yeah, I think that's a career best win there. She's just, to win like she did against that field, it just shows you that she's up to winning a Group 1 in Australia.
Babylon Berlin running great second. Look, Levante, she's finished into 3rd position. She was always going to be a long way out of her ground, but she's done a great job and as best as she could to be able to finish into 3rd spot.
Yeah, and Le Creek was sort of caught back and behind them, and she got out a little bit late as well. So she's a big improver of the race as well.
And Maven Bell finishing into that 4th position. Look, the 3-year-old filly, she's run a race, and yeah, as you said, I think Le Creek is a good follow out of the race considering where she's ended up in the race. That's the issue there with Woodamy Pin falling off Mustang Valley. Yeah,
it looks like he may have just got a slight heel or something like that, but yeah, he came out the side. I did see him walking back, so it's good news that he's okay.
So that's a wrap of the BCD Group Sprint, and it's all about Imperatriz and where to now. I'm really intrigued to see what the team come up with now, Leith, about what are the options, because as he said, right now she is just absolutely flying. They want to get her to Australia in this sort of form.
Yeah, especially when these mares do get in a form like she's in. You go for the Melody Bell sort of form line as well, and look, she's going to go to Australia somewhere and put her hand up.
Nicole, we'll pass it back to you. She is airborne. She's won another Group 1. She loves winning here at this venue. Her name is Imperatriz.
And she is simply stunning, isn't she? Congratulations to everyone there. She has left them standing. We're off to Randwick. We are